Hello everyone! We are back today for the project pan that so many people recommended I do. So I have listened to you. It is quite the box of products. So let's start with face makeup. And even more specifically, let's start with base makeup. So I have this Touch in Soul Glassy Skin Primer, and this is just something that I've had for long enough that it needs to be used up this year. As you can tell, I've used up a large amount of it. I would say probably what, a quarter, a third is left. So this is more just a reminder to me, like that won't be too difficult. The next two, I have the Say Glowy Super Gel in Sun Glow. I just feel like these products aren't naturally something I think to use, but I do have it and I like the effect when I use it. So I just wanted to put it in there to remind myself, and this is how full it is. I don't know how well you can see. These, I really like the components of these. You can kind of tell it starts squeezing inwards. I would guess, I think right there, right? Yeah, so it's almost brand new, maybe like 20% used. Item 3, we have the Merit Uniform Tinted Sun Cream. The reason I want to use this up is twofold. One, it's sun cream, right? So it does obviously expire quicker. This is not what I'll be using as my full sun cream. Oh my gosh, it has 1.7 fluid ounces. I feel like that's a lot for foundation, is it not? How much is in this? This is 1 fluid ounce. Look, so crazy. The second thing is the shade is just not that perfect for me. I don't know my undertone. I think I'm neutral, but I have pretty much no clue. So I always just kind of wing it. And I think this is just a little bit too orangey on me, but it can work. Main reason is I just want to use it up before the sun cream component is useless. I also have this, which is a little bit worse for wear. The packaging has been broken, and this has probably been in my collection for 5 years, but it's the Charlotte Tilbury pressed powder, and it's something I just always forget to do. I'm just not someone who powders my face often. But I do wish I did powder under my eyes and around my nose. I'm never oily. I have really, really dry skin. It's just, I like touch my face all the time without thinking about it. And I think in doing so, obviously I take off my makeup very easily. And so if I just have powder, I feel like it's an extra layer, right? And also, I guess my under eyes crease, but I don't really care. I think that's so interesting that people are so opposed to these creases, because I kind of like it. Cheek products, we have 4. Is that right? Yes, we have 4. So the oldest, this is so old, and I don't pay attention to expiration dates. That is something you're going to learn about me. I'm not telling you not to pay attention to them, but my products, I can do what I want. This is ancient. It's the Smashbox Contour Trio from a holiday many, many years ago. But I love it. It comes with this matte highlighter, a bronzer, and a contour. And I have used them a lot. I'm trying to figure out what is the best angle for you to see. Significant use in all of them. And I think at this point I have steered away from using like a 3-in-1, and I'll just pick whichever individual products. And this is just getting neglected, but I love it. I love the colors. I don't ever really use a matte highlight, so maybe I'm gonna refine it. These are the 2 that I'm gonna focus on. I might use this, but I don't want to force myself to use a step that I don't feel really does anything for me. Maybe I'll find a use for it, maybe I won't. But the contour is my favorite, and the bronzer is a really great tone. Here, I'll swatch it. The contour is just such a good color. It's like the perfect amount of gray without being enough that I feel like you really have to be precise and careful with it. And then that's the bronzer. they're just so creamy too. Like, they're a very nice formula. The Cheeks Out by Fenty, the cream bronzer in the shade Butter Biscuit. This is a really good color, and there is a decent dent. This is just on the older side as well, and for cream things I'm more on the money with the expiration. No way, this is way older than 12 months, but I'm not going to keep it for 5 years if you follow. So I'm just going to try and hit pan in this. Also, I guess that's something I want to clarify. A lot of people talk about Project Pan as using things up all the way. For me, it's either using it up or hitting pan, and so for this I want to hit pan. Everything before that I want to use up. There's certain things where if I just get like my money's worth, to me, I'm happy with that. Or, you know, I use it a lot. And so this is one that I want to hit pan. This is one, oh, I love this. It's the Makeup by Mario in light medium. And this is another one where it's getting a bit old and I love it. Sometimes when I find something I love, I then go on a mission to see if there's anything that's better than it, when in reality, if I love it, I can just use the one I already love. So this is the one I already love. I want to try and actually use it up. And then for blush, I have the Merit Cheeky Flush Balm. I have so many of these little flush balms from various sets, but this is the color I tend to go for. It's just a nice rose, like it's an English rose, a little bit mauve-y, and this one actually does have a sheen to it. These swatches are horrible, I'm sorry. Oh my gosh, my skin is so dry from the plane. What a segue. Look at that. Segue to the Summer Friday Jet Lag Mask. That was not planned, and I'm gonna put it on right now. My skin on the plane yesterday started getting so dry that, you know, when it feels tight and kind of starts itching, that's what we were dealing with. And I had a very sick baby next to me. I felt so bad for the mom. The poor baby was just so unhappy. Must be so hard to feel sick and not be able to communicate what's wrong. Okay, that was not really where I was headed next, but yes, the Summer Fridays Jet Lag Mask is one of the products. So organized. Okay, for the first thing is this Half Magic double-sided lip liner. This is in I Have Needs and I'll Pray For You. I really do like the colors. The reason why I want to use this up is because I have newer, fresher lip liners. Okay, it's not focusing. Whatever, close enough. Newer, fresher formulas with similar colors. This is like a very dry formula, as you can see. And I like that, but I tend to go for something a little bit more easy on the lips, and I just don't want this to go to waste. So what I did in order to track our progress is I lined up the lip liner. They're not big, but they're intense colors. So I lined it up, and so this is I'll Pray For You. That's how much I have. And then this one is I Have Needs. Fun fact, I had a little card pop out of there. I was in an Uber and I was explaining that I didn't have AC. And the Uber driver was like, I'll pay for you to have AC, and gave me his phone number. And I didn't know what to do in that moment. So I'm gonna throw out that card. This is probably my all-time favorite lipstick. It's NARS. It was a gift from my mom in Falbala. I have had this for many years. I don't know if they make this, but it's a color I would never have picked for myself. I just love it on though. It's kind of like a mauve brown with a gold sheen throughout, and it's a beautiful formula where it's just very easy on the lips. That's the color. So we can track it. This is January. Obviously for those lip products, the goal is to finish them up. And then I have the Rhode Peptide Lip Tint. I've used up probably 3 of the clear ones in the salted caramel scent. I love that. But I have tons of the tinted ones and I just don't think to use them. So I have the ribbon color here. I figured this was a good segue between the clear and the tinted. It's just a baby pink, but you can consider this brand new. ColourPop eyeshadow in So This Is Love. It's from some Disney collab. And ColourPop eyeshadows really last. Like, this is definitely not that new, but the texture is great. This color is beautiful. And I want to hit pan on it. Okay, we're going in. I have 2 Natasha Denona palettes. Let me open them. This is the Glam palette. And this is the I Need a Nude palette. Wow, is the packaging thicker on this one? Yeah, it is. Okay. That makes sense. I think so. So this is the Glam palette as it currently stands. I love this palette. I think this is probably my favorite eyeshadow palette. And then in the I Need a Nude, this one's newer to me. But there's a lot of colors that I could see myself getting a lot of use out of here, especially some of these metallic glitter top coat type shades. And then there's some of the neutral mattes. We'll see, but I want to be able to give myself the flexibility to play with the palettes and see what I naturally gravitate towards. I want to hit pan on 5 of these shadows. I also want to hit pan on 3 of these. So this is the Danessa Myricks Groundwork Neutrals. This is what it currently looks like. It's almost brand new in terms of usage. And for anyone unfamiliar with this palette, it has kind of a putty consistency in the bigger pan, and then it has a powder in the smaller pan. And both are fair game for this challenge. Okay, next is this Urban Decay eyeliner in the shade Smog. That is swatch right there. I'm going to tell you how many times I've had to sharpen it each month when we do the update. But it's a really pretty brown with a little bit of a sheen through it. And it's just getting old. 2 pretty boring ones, but this is a mascara from Blink, the Amplified Tubing Mascara. I like it, but it is also getting old, so we'll see. I find it so hard to tell when a mascara is adequately used up. And this is the Refi Brow Gel. Again, this is pretty old. And I don't love it. I love the hold of it. I really, really love the hold of it. But I get a very white texture from it. And that has happened ever since I started using it. So I know it's not because it's older. Let me show you. I also have quite a lot of acne in my eyebrow right now, so. But it's not from this because I haven't been using this. Can you tell? I don't know if you can tell, maybe it looks silly, but I love the way it holds them. I just don't love the white cast. I feel like I have to do a little bit more playtime with it to try and really make sure there's no excess. But now that it's like, I would guess it's probably halfway used up, it's easier than when it was brand new. Next up is this Gisou hair mask. I just got this for Christmas, and sometimes with things that I feel like are really nice, I just don't use them because I save it for special occasions. And I know that you should not be doing that because being alive is a special occasion, and this year more than any year I have learned that. So I want to make sure that I use this while it's still good and really enjoy it rather than hold it to the side. So this is brand new. Same kind of sentiment, but this candle company is so cute. It's called Sniffs of Adventure. I was on Newbury Street, but they're closing that location. I know it's in P-Town, but things like this I find so hard to use because they're just so precious. But this is called the Gingerbread, and I want to make sure I use it. Smells, as you could guess, of gingerbread. These are the scent notes. I also have this EOS Caramel Cashmere body lotion. And this is brand new. It's the smaller one, but I want to use that up. I have this Native coconut and vanilla body wash, and this is an example of why you shouldn't buy multiple of the same types of products at once, because I'm gonna say here on it, and then I bought the cycler one, and now I never want to use this one, but it's too used to give to anyone, so I want to make sure I use this up this year. Last two things are for my hair. This is the Lush Super Milk. I don't take very good care of my hair, so I put this as well as the mini Olaplex bonding oil into this project pan just to make sure that I take the time to do those extra steps. That is everything that we are going to try and get through in 2026 project pan. There are many other things that I'm going to be trying to get through, but I want to focus on that, and at the end of each month I'll do an update on my project pan and include any other empties from that month. That way you can see how much stuff I'm getting through without it being as much pressure to use only very specific things. That is my plan. Oh my gosh. Okay, if you're still watching, I'm just gonna have to tell you a quick rant, which is Bo Burnham inside the inside special, is that what it's called? Every time I watch that, I have to sit and think for a long time after. And yesterday I was watching it on the plane and it got to me. It is so interesting. Like, some of the words that he says so fast, I have to sit and pause and really contemplate. So if you need something to contemplate, Inside by Bo Burnham, or I'm reading a book called Go as a River that my friend's mom recommended to me and I'm loving it. So if you need a good book, that is my book recommendation going into the new year. Okay, that is all. I will see you guys soon for my top declutter. Warning, I'm not that stylish, so don't be expecting much, but I will see you guys soon for that. I hope you have a great day. Bye.